exponents. I've heard some stories, I guess, from students that said they've been having disagreements with their parents at home over exponent homework, so I hope this video can be used to clear up some of those concerns. Let's talk first about what an exponent looks like and what an exponent really means. So if I have a number written like this, I call that exponential form. An exponential form just means a number written with an exponent. So the number 5 here represents what I call my base. And my base is just the factor that's being multiplied, or the number that's being multiplied. The smaller number in the upper right-hand corner is what we call the exponent. Another word for that is just power. So if I was looking at this number, I would read that as 5 to the third power. And what 5 to the third power means is that I have the number 5 that I am multiplying 3 times. So it does not mean 5 times 3, which a lot of students get confused with, but it means 5 multiplied 3 times. So 5 times 5 times 5. So if I look at that, 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 has a value of 125. So 5 to the third power in expanded form would be 5 times 5 times 5, and in standard form, the value of that would be 125. Let's look at another example. Let's say I had 2 to the third power. Well, 2 to the third power means that I have the number 2 multiplied 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2. We say that 2 to the third power. We could also say that as 2 cubed. Anything to the third power can also be referred to as cubed. So this is what it looks like in expanded form, and if I wanted to find the value of that, I would just multiply it out. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 to the third power has a value of 8. Well, let's look at 3 to the second power. 3 to the second power would just mean the number 3 multiplied 2 times. 3 times 3, which has a value of 9. So the only thing that we haven't talked about here is anything to the first power and anything to the 0 pattern. So in order to understand that, we need to talk about some patterns in general. 2 to the first power, 2 to the 0 power, let's look at the pattern. So 2 to the fourth power would mean 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 gives me a value of 16. 2 to the third power, I'm eliminating a 2, which means I'm really cutting it in half, which is going to give me a value of 8. 2 to the second power, which could also be 2 squared, that's another way to say it. I'm eliminating another 2 as a factor, or cutting it in half. I'm going to have a value of 4. It's a lot of ring up there, folks. Now, 2 to the first power, if I continue that pattern, gives me cutting it in half again. 1, 2, or 2. So if I think about that, if I continue cutting it in half, 2 to the 0 power is not giving me 0, like a lot of people think. 2 to the 0 power is going to give me 1. So, looking at this, the pattern is going to work for any base. So anything to the first power is always going to be itself, and anything to the 0 power is always going to be 1. I hope this video helps you to understand exponents a little better. See you later.